So this is basically a shameless plug for all my favorite pet project. So basically, so just a bit of background. So about a year, 2 years ago, I created a link fill module. So in the keynote, you may remember that I mentioned that we had a proof of concept module for managing links. So the general idea for that is basically that so basically you just have a data object called link and you can extend it to create different link types. So here's what the link field looks like in practice. So basically right now we've got a phone link right now. You can click on it, edit it, and do things to it, and so on. And you could say clear it and decide, okay, I want to create a link to an external site here. So let's just create a link to Google. And that's a nice little widget for managing links. And our bespoke team started using that because it was kind of cool. But after a while, they figured, well, this is useful, but like, it's pretty unusual for us to manage a single link at a time. Normally we want to manage one or two or list of links of some sort. So they asked me, can you make a version of this that allows you to manage a list of links instead of just one? And I played with it around for a little bit. I looked at it and I figured, well, this is just the thing that allows you to manage data objects, really. So why don't we make a generic version of this that will allow you to manage not only links, but any kind of data objects you might think of. So I decided to take the link field and convert it to be an AnyField. So let me just come in and comment out. Oh, sorry. This and start a different screen. Screen 1. Oh, seen code now, sorry. So right now we're managing, that's our link field right now, so we'll comment this out. And we'll uncomment our link. So basically what you're seeing there is the AnyField, just you pointed at a relation. So in our case, the relation here is called link. And we just added a bit of logic there to exclude things we don't want. So what basically, the AnyField is actually smart enough that you just point at a relation and it figures out what it should be showing there. So if we go back to our browser window, so if I go back to my browser window here and refresh, you should see that I can still see my link there, but it still looks more or less the same. There's a slightly prettier icon there. I can still clear it and add other links there. So I can link to a file, for example. And that thing still works, so that's pretty cool. So you can manage, so our AnyField can do all the same things that our regular link field can do. If we go back to Visual Studio Code there and maybe take our AnyField and point it to a different relation. So we've got a different relation called dog. So if we point it to that and move our exclusion here, you'll see that if I refresh my page,
should be able to manage dogs now. So I can look at my dog, get the information, clear the log, clear the dog information, and create a new one. That's pretty cool. But like my beloved bespoke colleagues are still not happy because they want to be able to manage lists of stuff. So that was brief. So let's comment out our AnyField and let's enable this one here. So this bit, sorry. So now we've got, instead of any field, we've got a many AnyField, and we're pointing it to as many relation, and that as many relation, as you can see, is a list of links. And if we save that now and go back to our AnyField, you'll see that we can refresh this. And now we can manage a list of links. So we can, so we've got all sorts of types of links there. So we've got email links, external links. We got link to emergency services and phone numbers. We got links to files. And we can create new links if we want to. So we could create a link to a page, for example, here. So just pick your favorite page and then boom, we can manage any kind of links there. So that's pretty cool. And if I uncomment that last bit here, you'll see that I can even go in a step further and start reorganizing these links. So I can actually move them around and reorder them and do fanciful things like that. And if I want to, I can even take my link and point it to different relations And the thing is actually smart enough that like basically it will try to make an educated guess about like what you're trying to manage by just looking at what relations you're managing with it. So if I refresh that again, now you should see I should be managing sets instead of managing links. And the features that come in with this out of the box, again, it's pretty cool as well. And if you're trying to manage like really complex data structures, it's not going to work, because basically like if you're like links as many relationships and so on, that's going to create problems for you. But as long as it's a simple data object that has like a simple like list of has a couple like simple scalar fields, that should work quite well. And the cool thing is that unlike grid field, this actually works when editing inline elemental blocks in line. So if you look here, we've got a nice little elemental blocks, and we've got our any fields are still there, and you can still do all the things you could do on the regular page, and you can still reorder those there. So that's pretty cool too. So basically, this is a kind of nice little structure you can use whenever you're managing a data object that's tightly coupled to a page or something like that. So if you want to learn more about all my wonderful pet projects and adventures, so you can look at the link field. It's on Silverstripe account on GitHub. So just go in there, install that. Like I mentioned, it's a proof of concept, and it is somewhere on the roadmap I showed you earlier. So we'll probably be doing some work on this at some stage. If you want to just look at the AnyField part of this, you can look at my personal GitHub account at Maxime-Rainville /Silverstripe AnyField. And you can install this and play with it. The sorting bit is on a PR right now, so it's not on the main repo, but you can play with that in the next not too distant future. And I have another pet project. So basically, the AnyField is built on another module I use, which is called Silverstripe React, which allows you to create all sorts of wonderful React abstraction, including React form fields. So basically, if you're interested in learning how to use React to create form fields in CMS, you can look at the AnyField and look at this library to look at as well. There's backlogs and there's issues on all those things. So I'd say try it out. If there's a lot of cool features I'm looking at for the AnyField. So if you're interested in having your own ideas about what this could look or could do, just go in there. Let me know what issues you'd need to focus on, or if just do PRs or report bugs. So basically, this is a proof of concept. So yeah, let me know how you go with it. So that's what I got for you today.
Yeah, okay, so thank you, Maxime, for this lightning talk. And of course, if you want to make a lightning talk tomorrow, then please come to Andy or to me and say, hey, I have a small topic, so we have still free place for this.